So I've been thinking, I got a lot of my knowledge from the guy who taught me how to be a real estate agent, managing broker, starter of Friedel and Associates, and my business partner, and my dad. And I want to share some of the really great knowledge he's passed on to me over the years that as I got further and further into my real estate career, I really started seeing the real life examples of exactly what he's talking about. And so today we're going to focus on tips for selling your home, ways to get your home market ready, and the most influential things you can do to have a beautiful home that gets you the highest value and the shortest time on market. And whether you're looking to move in 9 days or 900 days, we have all of this listing prep and more. We've got you covered, so reach out in the description below any way you like, and we are so excited to help you make your move. So Scott, over the years, you've given me so many tidbits of knowledge, so many things that have become really practical advice for my sellers over the time. Where did you get all this information?
Wow, 28 years, a lot of staging classes early up front, and just that, personal experience of selling my own houses as well.
Oh yeah, staging classes. Is that where you learned what I call the hand-holding theory? Tell them what that is and where you learned that from. Do you know what I'm talking about?
I do. Well, that came from staging class and personal experience. So one time I had this client early on. I had just taken a staging class, and I watched my so happy clients walking through the home. They were so excited. They were holding hands. And I was just really impressed by that. And as we walked through the home together, I was able to go by myself through tiny little areas, and they had to decouple as this loving couple that was having so much fun. And I thought to myself, if they have to decouple and go through areas that were too tight, then maybe we weren't staged, correctly. And so, Megan, that's where the hand-holding theory comes. You need enough space that two people can go through places and make it real comfortable.
I will trademark that phrase for you because I heard it, I thought the hand-holding theory, I got it. It makes a lot of sense. And it's such a testament, I think, to how you know you're doing staging right is the hand-holding theory does not hold up for living in your home. If you're trying to live in a home where you can always be walking around like that or doing any of the decluttering tips that we give, it's probably not practical for actually living in the home. But that's when you know your home is ready, right? Is if it's not really very livable.
That's right. Yes, you're living in your home how you want to live it. Probably not the best staging technique for any of us.
Mm-hmm. But you do it once, you do it right, and then you shorten your days on market. You have to bear through the uncomfortable living situation for a much shorter time.
That's right. So when your house is uncomfortable and no longer your home, I think that's when you have, kind of started to approach the really good staging.
All right, another thing that I think is really impactful on getting your home sold is the showing time freedom. What do you mean by that?
Wow. So a lot of times sellers ask, when do I have to show my home? And we say as often and as easily as possible. So if you were to allow your home to be shown from 7 a.m. till 9 p.m., yay, all the better. But you can't, right? You have to live in this thing. You have to, get your life through a listing and through selling your house. But the more you allow people in and on the shortest notice possible is the most important.
Yeah, I mean, if you could even plan a little weekend getaway, your first weekend on.
Yes.
Ooh, that'd be beautiful. I just know when I'm out showing my people, sometimes we are in a neighborhood and we have misjudged our timing, right? And maybe we're an hour late or an hour early to the place and we have an extra little window where we could go see another house. And they're going, we actually did want to see this one, we just forgot about it.
Right.
And I want to add it on an hour before, but they have a 3-hour showing notice. I'm not saying you shouldn't have a showing notice because that can get really hard to live. But if at least for the first couple weekends, you could bear to just leave that wide open for people, the better exposure you have, the better luck you're gonna have, right?
That's a great point, Megan. So in the first couple weeks, allow it to be shown as much as possible. It'll make you crazy, but we think it's worth your energy.
What are the things that you have seen over time be the most impactful things that you can do to a home to get it ready to show?
Well, I really think there are 4 things. The first one, you start here. You declutter your house. We all live in clutter that we create to make our home our home. So number one.
What do you do with the clutter? Like, is it okay? Do you have to get a storage pod? What do you do once you've got because we have so much stuff that doesn't show well in our homes.
Sure. Well, that's really individual for the person. But yes, you can get a storage. You can pick a basement bedroom or basement storage area. Those are a couple great places, and you can just, you can wipe out a whole room in a basement. That'd be great. If you have a garage, you can put a lot of stuff up in boxes up against the wall, those kind of things. And if you just have too much stuff, storage is really a great option.
Yeah, decluttering, that's one of the top things that our stager always walks through people with. We usually come through first and we say, here's what to declutter. But then she comes through with a fine-tooth comb, and her first step is usually, hey, get all of the stuff and you've got to put it somewhere else. And then she really deep dives with you what individual to your home is going to really make it shine. And it makes such a difference. So we have a fantastic stager. That's part of our marketing service, is to have her come through and do a walk and talk with you and really make sure you know what to do to make your home shine. You can also elect to do staging services. That's really a case-by-case basis. But as far as, more like touch-up type things or renovation projects, what are the things that you see be most impactful there? I know you usually talk about flooring being one of the big things.
Sure, think about flooring. The floor is where people walk on and spill things on. And so when a buyer comes in and the carpet's worn or the floors are scuffed, wow, it just creates a little bit of an emotional negative. And we just want to remove that if we can.
Yeah, buyers really do lead with their emotions. And I know when I'm leaving a place with a buyer and they tell me they don't like a place, a lot of times I will try to be digging deeper just so I can learn about them as a buyer. And I'll try to figure out what exactly about the home was the turnoff for them. And a lot of times they can't put it into words because it's a feeling. It's not a logical list of, it didn't have that 4th bedroom we wanted. It didn't have that. It's like, we don't know. It just wasn't for us. And that ties back to like cruddy carpets, And so when people say, I'm sure you've had this so many times, people will say, yeah, we agree with you, Scott, and we got to get the carpets done, but that's such a hassle for us. And we know they're going to want to pick out their own carpeting anyways. Let's just give them a credit. What do you say? Wow,
credits rarely work. I mean, sometimes they're the only option, but when you have other options, take them first. And investing in a little bit of new carpet or upgrading flooring can be a substantial payback for you.
You have a funny story about your clients who really felt like they made the wrong move for a moment when they replaced the carpets. What was that like?
Well, I'll tell you what, the seller had a couple teenagers living in the basement. So there were stains and just all kinds of traffic, and the carpet was wore out. And they thought, well, it's the basement, we don't care. But it really, really did matter because it was such a negative. So I talked him into getting the carpet, and it made it look fantastic. He even said it, so after they put it in, wow, this is great. I'm glad you talked us into that. Well, the crazy thing is, after the sale, the seller had to go back for some reason a couple days after, and they were ripping the carpet out.
That hurts.
I called the agent up and I said, really, tell me about this. They ripped out the brand new carpet. And I said, so my seller thinks he wasted his money. But it wasn't true. The buyer's agent said, oh no, that made a lot of difference. The house was so spotless and clean, but they wanted a hard floor. But the agent actually said, my buyer was so picky that if this carpet would have been dirty or worn, they would have just walked. So it was a waste, but it wasn't.
Yeah, that's almost like the best case scenario of it still being worth it.
Right.
So yeah, flooring is important, but I know that after decluttering, paint is number one for you, right?
Oh, absolutely. Paint is the simplest way to make your house look brand new and clean and wonderful. And if you have it professionally painted, it's quick and easy and looks perfect.
And we can help you out with, what color to go with. That's something I feel like it's always changing on me, right? Like I know what the best color is this week, and then a few weeks later, I've got the next best color. So we have that. We've also got really fantastic, reasonable quotes that still do really high quality jobs. That is hard to come by. Contractors in this world, having a good one is worth a lot. So that's something you can always reach out to us for those recommendations for. I know that when my buyers are done looking at a place, the place where we always congregate and talk about whether that home is the right fit or not is the kitchen.
That's true. That's where everybody goes. So why not, if you're willing to make a really nice capital investment, start in your kitchen. Get some new quartz countertops. Maybe paint your old cabinets. There's a lot of really nice improvements, and I do believe statistics will prove for every dollar you spend, the kitchen is probably where you're going to get $1 back or even greater.
Yeah. And it's so custom to your home on what that recommendation is going to be. We don't want you over improving your home and then being in trouble there. But then on the flip side, like painting the cabinets, I think is a lot of the time the best option because it can really make a place shine really fast. But I can't tell you how many $1 million plus listings I've been in this year where they've had some junky cabinets that they painted over, and buyers are not buying that. Like that hits them at a pain point when they see not that high quality of cabinets with a luxury price tag. So that's just something we walk through case by case, like what is going to be the most impactful and what do you really have the budget for? I think that's why it's at the end here, is because it's the most expensive, but this is where, like, if you have the funds, it is going to make the biggest impact.
Indeed. Look, making a video about staging is not as generic as you might think it is. The most important thing in every home needs an individual look. And at any time, if you're thinking about selling in the future, give us a call up. We'd be glad to come by, bring that stager if we need to, but just give you some really ideas on what are your goals and what's your strategy and how much money do you have to spend to maximize the process. But would love to come and see your home at any time.
Absolutely. We make these videos for fun, but in-person analysis and hands-on advice and information is where we shine. We are your full-time real estate agents, just part-time video stars. And if you're worried about Jake getting kicked out, I just felt like we needed to bring a little wisdom in here. So Scott is just bringing in some of those tips that he really taught us from the jump, and we're so excited to have him here. But subscribe if you want more tips like this, breakdowns of neighborhoods, and of course, none of these videos are ever a replacement for in-person experience. So get on the phone with us, give us a call.
Yeah, look forward to seeing you soon.